Where's Kinley? Kinley, I love you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming here today. This has been a really long time coming. A long time coming. As many of you know, when Joe came into the picture, I saw him at Cheese Board. I was having lunch with Michelle, my right arm at my office and in my personal life, who I thank God every day for. And I was watching this man order his food, and I was also watching these two women sitting next to us, fussing over where this person was going to sit. And they were saying, oh no, he has to sit here, and oh no, he has to sit there. And I was thinking, wow, whoever this is must be really important. So as I watch him order his food and kind of walk around the restaurant, obviously he's attractive and he knows it.
He says, I do.
I was drawn to him for many reasons. First, that he walked through like he was a presidential candidate, shaking everyone's hand. And I remember asking Michelle, like, wow, like, who is this guy that's going to come sit at this table that everybody was fussing about? And at the same time that I found myself drawn to him, I was thinking, what an asshole. So as I see him sit down, I always have this way about me, which in the beginning used to drive Joe crazy because he thought I was checking these guys out in the beginning of a relationship. But I always come up with stories, like of people's existence. So I was watching him thinking, wow, he must have the most gorgeous wife and the most gorgeous family. Because I just looked at him and thought, that is my perfect man. Because you look like an asshole. So as I left the restaurant, who he was sitting with, his assistant, actually went to Amy's boot camp. So I texted Amy and I said, whoever Christy was at lunch with was hot to trot. And that's all I said.
No, you didn't. You had the horse emoji.
Oh, that's true. I had the horse emoji. That's true. That's true. So I thought nothing else of it because I thought this guy thinks super highly of himself, which would be a bad combo for me. So Amy worked behind the scenes and set this whole thing up. So I was flying back from Phoenix, and she said, hey, I have a surprise for you. The guy that was having lunch at Cheese Board one day is actually Christy's boss, and so I gave him your number. Okay, great. 3 weeks passes, no word from Joe.
Attaboy. Attaboy. Hanging, Joe.
Put her on ice.
Right.
Good job, Chuck.
Good work, Chuck.
And Amy being the eternal romanticist that she is, was thinking, oh, he's going to call. And I'm like, no, he's really not going to call because he thinks so highly of himself. So he finally calls and leaves me a voice message and basically says, hey, this is Joe. I got your number from Christy. Wanted to see if you wanted to have dinner, and I have Monday, Thursday, and maybe Sunday available. I don't think I called him back. So when we finally actually talked, it was a very slow evolution of a relationship. He literally would call me and say, hey, I'm going to be at Craft at 5 o'clock. And he would call me at like 10 to 5 and say, I'm going to be at Craft at 5 o'clock if you want to come join me. And I would say, that's weird, I'm busy. When really I was just going home to watch the news. But I was trying to teach him, big deal, meet bigger deal. So we went on a date. He made no reservation. I had to flirt with the bartender to get a seat. Right? True. We had an amazing time, and I'm sure he really wanted to take me home that night, but he didn't. Chance earmuffs.
Sorry, Joe.
So our evolution was very, very slow because Joe would contact me every couple of weeks and tell me his availability. And at that time, I was going to Miami, I was going to Vegas, and every time he had some availability, it was just weird that I was just busy. So finally he called and said, look, I really want to see you again. And I said, perfect. Make a plan. So we did. So we hung out several times, and I thought, wow, this guy's never going to make a move on this. Never kissed me. Second date, he had the loudest, biggest fart I have ever heard.
Poor approach.
And I remember texting Amy and said, it's the weirdest thing. Like, he feels so comfortable that he farted
Look at him walk.
super loud in front of me. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he did. So it took us probably 2 or 3 weeks till he finally made a move. And I'm thinking, wow, for the player that this guy is made out to be, like, he knew he was the most eligible bachelor in Reno. He knew it. And I thought, he's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he's gay. Because he just wouldn't make a move. He finally did. To make a long story very short, Chance Earmuff.
I don't want to hear it.
Cover it up, Chance.
We dated literally for like 2 months before there was any type of action. I was thinking, are you freaking kidding me with this? Yeah, I mean, it just took him forever to make a move. So our evolution was really, really slow because I was thinking, okay, he thinks really highly of himself. And I probably think a lot higher of myself. So colliding those two worlds would be a bad situation. But that was actually the thing that laid the strongest foundation for us. Because we loved ourselves first. And that sounds super cliche, and Amy is loving this right now. It's going to be on Instagram later. # love yourself first. It was a really slow evolution for us. But I knew when I saw him at Cheeseboard that it was it for me. And then when I saw him with my son, who has an amazing father with 2 amazing little girls, he's really amazing. To see them together, I just knew this is it for me. Thank you for loving me the way that you do. Thank you for farting in front of me. Thank you for making me laugh. Literally every day. There's not a day that goes by that Joe does not make me laugh because he loves his own material. And you probably should start working on some new material because it's been almost 5 years, so you need to pick up your game. He empowers me, he inspires me, he loves me. He has taught me how to load a fucking dishwasher. If there was a competition, this girl would win it. It's taken a while. He bitches every time his 1 pair of Pilates shorts are dirty, that he refuses to buy more than 1 pair.
Hey, coolers, they're gone.
Your family has welcomed me. My family has welcomed you. Or my extended family. Our situation is unique. There's not a lot of families that have, I'm going to call you bonus daughters, because you were the cutest and best daughters there are in the world. And I feel incredibly blessed that I have the relationship that I do with Melissa and Chance's dad, Scott, who's not here. And it takes a really special and secure, I mean, Joe's obviously very secure, we know this, to walk into a situation with a girl who has many best friends that are guys. We have Joe Day, we have Scott Reichard, we have Chuck Johnson, who are my protectors. My brother-in-law, Tony, who is not here tonight because my nephew is at Stanford's baseball camp. Here's to his full scholarship at Stanford.
Basketball.
What did I say?
You said baseball.
Oh, I'm sorry, basketball. Because he's like 6'7". I'm going to be like the total groupie. It takes a special man to walk into that situation, because that's a true story. When he walked into the whole situation at Tahoe, he just really had a hard time conceptualizing not mountain biking and boating and bouldering and whatever the hell you do on 4th of July besides sitting at a pool, drinking, and watching a complete shit show go down. And he embraced it. That was our first fight. So to wrap this up, thank you for loving me the way that you do. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for loving my son. Thank you for accepting me, who I am, and empowering me to be the best person I possibly could be. I look forward to a lifetime